Every year, college football fans fall for the same trap. Preseason rankings. They rank teams before we've seen a single snap and then act shocked when half the top 25 falls apart. The other day, I made a top 25 video. And after I made it, I started feeling weird. I'm like, bro, what am I doing? And I don't really know what I'm doing because I'm new. I'm new to making college football content here on YouTube and TikTok and all of the above, right? But I saw other content creators making preseason top 25 rankings, and I've heard them say, oh, these videos are popular, people like them, so we make them. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to make a preseason top 25 ranking, and I'm just going to rank the teams who I think are the best 1 through 25. But as long as I can remember, my opinion about preseason rankings has been that they don't matter at all and that they shouldn't even exist in the first place. I wouldn't even like to see rankings come out until after about the 4th game of the season. And some of you might be thinking 4 games, man, that's a long time. But here, let me explain. Last year, the first game of the season, Alabama and Florida State play a game, and Alabama straight gets thumped by Florida State, right? And people are saying, yo, Alabama is terrible. I was saying it. I was saying Alabama's terrible. Florida State's probably really good. And it turns out that Alabama was actually really good and Florida State was actually terrible. Alabama made the playoff. Florida State's probably going to fire Mike Norvell this year. Before the first game of the season, LSU and Clemson were both ranked in the top 7. LSU was getting picked to win the national championship by huge guys in the industry. Penn State's getting picked to win the national championship. Penn State and LSU fired their coach. Preseason rankings don't mean anything. It's just for fun. It's just for hype. It's for people to get hype about their team before the season starts. But let me tell you something. Until your team lines up and plays football, you have no idea how good your team is. We don't know how good Ohio State's going to be next year. We have a pretty decent idea because Ohio State is always good. We don't know how good Georgia's going to be next year, but we have a pretty decent idea because Georgia's always good. I mean, they'll probably be really good teams, but almost every single year, somebody that's ranked in the top 10 finishes the season unranked. Almost every single year. Almost every single year, somebody that starts the season unranked finishes the season in the top 10. It happens almost every single year. But yet we keep coming out with preseason rankings, ranking teams, and then the committee is looking at those rankings to make the college football playoff rankings. Those rankings are irrelevant. The rankings that I remember back in, I think it was 2004, right? USC and Oklahoma started the season ranked really high. I don't remember exactly what they were ranked, but they were both in the top 5. And both of them were top 5 teams throughout the season, okay? But there was another team that was a really good team that year that didn't start ranked high, and it was Auburn, okay? Auburn ended up going undefeated in the SEC. But because they started the season ranked so low, they never could climb high enough in the rankings to get into the national championship game. So it ended up being USC versus Oklahoma for the national championship, and USC beat the brakes off of Oklahoma. They did. And to this day, I mean, this is 20 plus years later, I will still tell you that Auburn deserved to play for the national championship that year, that they were better than Oklahoma. I'm not saying that they would have beat USC. USC was a great team. But that's why preseason rankings are bullshit. We don't know how good a team is going to be until they have played football. There's coaching changes every single year. Players are moving from team to team to team with the transfer portal. Team chemistry is not the same year in and year out. And sometimes you get a bad break or two early in the season, and a team that is actually pretty good ends up not being very good because they just give up. At Penn State last year, Penn State took Oregon to the wire, if I remember correctly, and played Indiana closer than pretty much anybody. I remember Indiana scored a late touchdown on a toe tap in the back of the end zone to beat Penn State, and then Penn State fired James Franklin. And Penn State, I think, had a losing record last year. Preseason rankings are nothing. They don't mean anything. And if I ever do a preseason top 25 again, before I start the video, I will tell you, yo, guys, we are just doing these rankings for fun. They are absolutely pointless. They don't mean anything, and take them with a grain of salt. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.